Hi there, welcome to Neppy Invest. I love profitable small cap companies, and today I'm going to give you two small cap companies that are a potential buy. One of these companies I do know a fair bit about, and I've actually been a shareholder twice. And the other company I didn't know a lot about, but as I did a little bit more research on them, I do find them fascinating and interesting, and the fact that I actually do use a fair few of their products. So let's get stuck into it. And the two companies I'll be focusing on today are Shaver Shop and Pental. So most of you probably know who Shaver Shop is. You've probably gone through them, especially if you're a shopper. You like to go to malls. You've probably seen a Shaver Shop around. Pental, maybe you don't know what Pental do. They are a manufacturer, and I read something the other day that in 2016 they were the largest soap manufacturer in Australia. So I'll go through both of these companies, look at some of the fact sheets, some of the financials, cash flow statements, historical financials, and I'll end up looking at the weekly chart. Now on to Pental, ticker code is PTL. And I don't know a lot about this company, so this came onto my radar when I looked at their half-yearly report, and they are profitable, and so I thought I'd have a little bit of a closer look at this company. So only a market cap of 55 million, revenue of 136 million, and operational cash flow positive 8.5. $2.8 million of cash on hand, and an enterprise value to operational cash flow 6.1. So it's right smack where I would find good value. So what I look for here is numbers less than 6, sort of like Shaver Shop. It has a number 2, so 6.1. So if I can compare Shaver Shop to Pental, I'd probably lean more towards Shaver Shop simply because I think that could be better value and they have a lot of cash on hand. That's the thing that really interests me about Shaver Shop. So what does Pental do? Particularly if you've never heard of this company before, I've already mentioned they are a manufacturer and they were Australia's largest soap manufacturer back in 2016. Maybe that's been sustained since then. So what are some of the things they sell? Let's get stuck into it. And more than likely, you would have heard some of these things. AIM toothpaste. So most people do brush their teeth, hopefully, and they use some sort of toothpaste. I personally use not AIM. I use a couple of others, so I won't say what they are. Don't want to sell stuff. Country Life hand sanitizers and soap. So I don't think I've ever used this products. I have used Huggy before, maybe once or twice in my life. Softly stuff for Martha's. I'm not sure what this is. I've never used it before. And Velvet soap. I have used Velvet once or twice, but the thing I have used a lot is White King. So I use these cleaning products all the time. It's a favorite of mine. So that's the main reason I know Pental, and potentially, now I don't know the numbers, potentially this is their biggest product because I know they do, White King sponsors sporting teams, and I have seen advertising in regards to White King. Jiffy Firelighter, so maybe use this for your barbecue. And Duracell, this is the interesting one. So on their website, they did have Duracell there, but I'm fairly certain Duracell is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, so I don't think they are a manufacturer of Duracell. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe they are, but I'm pretty sure Berkshire Hathaway owns Duracell. Well, they did in at least 2016 or so. And Janola, I'm not sure I've used any of Janola, but again, some more cleaning products. So they're really into cleaning products, soap, disinfectants, toilet gels, and stuff like that. So a very interesting company in regards to what they do and manufacture. On to the cash flow statement from the half yearly, released on 19th of February 2021. Not as impressive as Shaver Shop's half yearly, but still some okay numbers. I'll just say okay numbers. So the first thing is receipts from customers, 77 million. I think that would have been way more when you consider all the products they do sell. Has increased from the previous half year by 13 million. So that's a good sign. But when you look at the operating cash flow, only 3.3 million, which is exactly the same as the previous half year. So the margins haven't really increased, although you could argue that the income tax paid has increased by quite a bit, from 879,000 to 2.2 million. So maybe that's the reason why they're not as operational cash flow positive as they were. Again, this is not a capital intensive business, only spending 774,000, which does surprise me because they are considered a manufacturer, and I thought a manufacturer would be spending more money on capital expenditure. I could be completely mistaken in regards to that. Dividends, 3 million. So I do have a slight problem here with Pental. So dividends, 3 million, and operational cash flow of only 3.3 million. So the cash on hand actually has decreased simply because the dividends were 3 million. And I prefer a company to be a bit more prudent when it comes to dividend payments. I like them to be operational cash flow positive or free cash flow positive after they've paid the dividends. That's my own preference because I do believe we do have an over-obsession with dividends in this country, and it is harmful for innovation and the growth of individual companies and the country at large. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you see one of your companies give out a very large dividend, they are suppressing innovation and their own growth. And the cash on hand at the end of the year, only 2.8 million, so it hasn't grown all that much. In fact, it actually went backwards in this half year from 3.7 to 2.8, so nowhere near as impressive as Shaver Shop. And the other thing that wasn't impressive as Shaver Shop is when you look at their financial state. So operational cash flow, free cash flow, revenue, very lumpy here. So there's no growth rates at all. You could maybe suggest over the last few half years it has been growing, but there's nothing that interests me when I look at this graph at all. And even the market cap's been going up and down through the last 10 years. So this is the yearly. So look, with Shaver Shop, they look at the half yearly. This is yearly numbers for Pental going back 10 years. So this does not interest me. So I am interested in what they do, what they manufacture, and if they do get some management coming in and starting to grow the company, moving it forward, then this company will become of more interest to me for the future. But they have to prove that. At this point in time, if I bought in, it would be all hope. I want proof instead of hope. Now onto the chart, 5-year weekly chart. So going back to 2017, share price was around 60 cents, going sideways, and then something happened in the middle of 2017. More than likely, that's the half-yearly results or yearly results released in August. And the share price went down from 60 to 50 cents, and that was a sell signal. When you see that sort of bar, more than likely it was on bad news. You sell straight away. You might sell subsequent days, but you see the share price from then on went from 50 cents and all the way down to less than 30 cents. And that's why you do sell on bad news, because that was the start of a downtrend. And the share price consolidated around 30 cents for about a year and a half. That's a good consolidation period. And then we've started to see the share price go into a bit of an uptrend since the start of this year. The share price really wasn't affected by COVID-19, if you look at this at all. Or, in fact, they probably benefited because they were selling cleaning products, disinfectants, that sort of thing. So the market saw that and didn't really punish this company. And the share price has pulled back a little bit. So it has got as far as high as 50 cents and has pulled back towards 40 cents. You can see a massive increase in volume during the last 12 months also. And that's another interesting thing that I am finding about this company. So the market is starting to like this company. So potentially what I'm hoping that they are increasing revenue, they're putting their brands more out there, they're selling more. Maybe the market is thinking that's what's going to happen with Pental. I will still prefer some proof before I buy into this company. So that's all for this video on these two profitable small cap companies, Shaver Shop and Pental. If you are a shareholder or someone who would like to leave a comment because I might have said something wrong, you might want to clear something up, maybe you have a different opinion than I do, and you'd like to share that opinion. I'm open to reading and looking at all opinions because I like to be open-minded because I can be wrong. And one of the most important things is when you are wrong, admit you are wrong so you can change your mind on something for it to become beneficial to moving yourself forward in your investing life. If you became stuck in your own current mindset, I don't think you can grow as an investor. That's my own opinion. You could totally disagree with that. Anyway, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's all for this video. Have a good day. Bye.